Hi, welcome to the Meet Your Major session for Criminal Justice Administration. Our only goal is your success. Criminal Justice Administration is part of the College of Behavioral and Health Sciences at MTSU. CBHS is often referred to as the helping college because many of our majors are focused on health, on mental health, or on human services. You can see a list of our majors that we have, our departments right there. Your advisor is assigned to you based on your major and your last name. We'll see your specific advisor in just a minute. Our advisors are located in the academic classroom building, room 140. All criminal justice majors are located here. We are open from Monday through Friday during standard business hours. If your last name is A through L, your advisor is Joanne Picker. If your last name starts with M through Z, your advisor is me, Bonnie McCarty. We look forward to meeting with you, and we will be happy to help with any questions that you might have. Just email us and let us know. Anytime that you want to schedule an advising appointment this summer or in the fall, anytime at all, you can simply go to our website, www.mtsu.edu/CBHSADV. That's CBHS as in College of Behavioral and Health Sciences, ADV as in advising. Once you're there, just look for the purple button that says instructions. That will show you step by step how to set up your appointment. We hope you have already visited the Customs at CBHS webpage, but if not, let's take a look at what it has. It offers several helpful resources, some tips on some things that may be helpful to you as you schedule your classes, some videos on how to look up classes in 2 different ways. Schedule Planner lets you put in all of the classes that you're going to take, and it shows you all of the possible schedule combinations for that set of classes. The Lookup Classes tool lets you look for one class at a time, and it shows you all of the sections of that class so you can pick the one that you want. And then you go find your next class and put those two together, and you find your next class and put those together. So it's sort of like putting together a puzzle, one piece at a time. So it's just 2 different ways of building a schedule. These videos will show you how to use each tool and help you as you go through that process. At the bottom, we have some helpful links to various other places that may be useful to you for customs. You should have received an email from your advisor with some important advising documents. Let's take a look at one of those now. One of the documents is an upper division form. An upper division form is a document that lists all of the requirements for a degree program. We use it as a worksheet to track which classes you've taken already and which you still need. It's also helpful because it lists all of your choices in particular areas. For example, you can see all of the humanities options that you can choose from and all of the natural science options. In the major section, here you see that it's blank. Yours will have criminal justice. And so you'll be able to see all of the criminal justice elective options that you'll choose from down the road when we start criminal justice classes. By the way, your upper division form will be more colorful than the one that you see here. As part of your degree, you're going to take a total of 41 hours of general education classes. These are classes in a variety of areas that don't specifically tie into criminal justice, but they help you build skills and foundations that help with criminal justice and with your future career, as well as just making you more well-rounded in general. You will take 3 classes in the area of communication. These are 3 specific classes that you'll see listed on the upper division form. You'll take 2 history classes. You'll choose any 2 out of a list of several options. You'll take 3 humanities and fine arts classes. One of these will be a literature class. You'll take 1 math class. Which math you take can vary by major. For criminal justice, we generally just recommend the lowest one, Math 1010, because criminal justice does not require a higher level math. You will take 2 natural sciences. For criminal justice, again, we don't require a specific type of natural science. You just need any 2 in 2 different subjects. The reason it is 8 hours is that each of these classes is 4 hours because it includes a lab as well as a lecture class. And then finally, you'll take 6 hours, 2 classes in social and behavioral sciences. Once again, criminal justice does not require specific classes. You'll choose any 2 in 2 different subjects. And as you go through your general education classes, your advisor will provide guidance, will help you understand what your options are. You may have earned some early college credit while in high school. Some of the most common types are AP credit, advanced placement, where you take a class in high school and at the end you take a test through the College Board. And if you score at a certain level on the test, typically a 3 or higher, you then receive college credit for that class. Another common area is dual enrollment. This is where you take an actual college class while you're in high school and you receive both high school and college credit for that class. And then another common area is the statewide dual credit program, where similar to AP, you take a class, you take a test at the end, you receive credit if you get a certain score or higher. The difference with this one is it goes through the state of Tennessee rather than through the College Board. If you've earned any of these credits, hopefully we already know about them. Hopefully you've already submitted the documentation for them and they're already showing on your transcripts. If so, you should see them listed on your upper division form with grades in the spots or possibly a P grade in the spots for those classes. We also have looked at your high school transcript to see if we can predict any classes that maybe we're missing the scores, but that you're expecting college credit, and we'll mark those on the upper division form too. If you see anything that's missing that's not marked, then that means we're missing something and you need to get scores submitted from the College Board or transcripts submitted from that college where you got the dual enrollment credit, etc. And so you'll just want to make sure that you get that documentation submitted to the admissions office so that you can get credit for that class. You'll also want to communicate with your advisor and let them know you expect the credit, especially if you see that on your registration checklist, we've listed a class that we want you to take for fall that you know you've already taken, that we just don't know about yet. Let us know and we'll help you figure out what to take instead. You may see on your registration checklist that you are required to take a prescribed course or a K class. If you do have one of these or more, you'll see it listed as Math 1010 K or Read 1000 K. It'll have a K at the end to tell you that's what that is. A prescribed course is a course that is assigned to you based on your ACT score in that particular area. These classes are meant to help you build a strong foundation in those areas so that you can be successful in college. You will be limited on what other classes you can take while you're taking the K class. There is a chart on the Customs at CBHS webpage in the Prescribed Courses Guide that will help you know what your options are. For example, if it says that you need English 1010K, and that's the only K class listed, then you can choose any of the classes from this list in addition to that English class. Typically, the classes you see listed on your registration checklist, we've already reflected those choices in those classes. So you shouldn't have to worry about this chart. But if you have any questions, let us know or want other options, etc. If you have completed a sales math program, you may wonder how that counts for you. Sales math does not complete your college level math requirement. What it does is it lets you basically skip out on a developmental level math. You might have been required to take a K class rather than a regular math class without sales. But with sales, you might be able to just take a regular old math. Some of the higher levels of math, you still need a K class, even with sales math. But for criminal justice, where we just need Math 1010, you get to skip the K part and you get to just go on to a regular Math 1010 class. That's what sales does for you. We saw that the prescribed classes have course numbers that start with K. There are a few other types of classes that also have a particular letter at the beginning of them that you'll want to watch for. An honors course is marked by the letter H at the beginning of the section number. For example, H02, H27. If your advisor has marked on your form that you are eligible for the honors program, then you may want to watch for classes that are marked with an H in the section number. If your advisor has marked that you're not eligible for honors, then you'll want to avoid those H classes. Rater Learning Communities, or RLCs, are classes that are paired together, and if you take one, you have to take the other also. Those classes are marked by a letter L, L07, L24, for example. And so you'll want to avoid the L's unless you're specifically looking for those. Distance learning classes are online classes, classes that are taught solely through the internet. They are marked by the letter D. If you're looking for online classes, then you'll want to look for the D classes, D12, D39, for example. If you want just on-campus classes or maybe remote classes where you are face-to-face through Zoom, meeting at certain times, then you want to avoid the D classes because they're going to be purely online where you don't meet at a specific time. There's one more set of classes. These are not marked by a particular letter, and they are sections that are designated for Scholars Academy or STAR participants, our early arriver programs. If you're planning to participate in Scholars Academy or STAR, they're going to tell you what classes to take. Typically University 1010 and sometimes a particular reading and history combination. It depends on your particular situation. But they'll tell you what to take and you can work with us on that also. If you try to register for a University 1010 and you're not in this program and you get an error, it's probably because you got one of their sections. Any sections with section numbers 60 through 69 are designated for this group. And so you'll want to choose a different number, numbers 1 through 15. It's very important to make sure that your classes count toward financial aid eligibility. You don't want to lose money by taking classes that don't count towards your degree and thus don't count toward financial aid. If you take the classes we've recommended for you, you should be fine, but it's also a good idea to check. So how do you check? There are a couple of ways. There is a place in Pipeline called Coursework Toward Program of Study. That's the fancy financial aid way of saying these classes count towards your degree. You can check that and see what it says. Or you can go to a system called DegreeWorks. DegreeWorks is also available in Pipeline in the registration and student records section. It shows you all the requirements for your degree program, shows you where you stand on those requirements. And in this case, it helps you know that that class does count towards your degree. Here's an example. This English class here is counting toward this communication requirement. The criminal justice program has 3 possible paths. You can study just the standard criminal justice administration path. You can choose a Homeland Security concentration, or you can choose a law enforcement concentration. They're very similar. They all have the same length of program. They all have the same core classes. The only difference is how the electives are divided. The electives for the concentrations are concentrated more in those particular areas. You can visit this website for more info about the program, or check the email we sent you and it had some info about the major and other helpful info that you may want to read through. The other document that we sent you, besides the upper division form, was the registration checklist. Look for something that looks like this. This lists for you the classes that we recommend you take for the fall. Your list won't look exactly like this example. It is specific to you based on the classes that you've already had at the college level, based on your prescribed requirements, etc. And so you want to make sure that you just use your list. Don't look at your friends list and go by that. Don't go by what your family recommends for you. Go by what your advisor listed here. If you have any questions, of course, let us know, particularly if you know you already took one of these classes and need us to help you adjust that list of classes. You have some homework to do tonight using this form. You're going to use this. You might notice that it's a little worksheet. You're going to use this and the tools that we've talked about, look up classes and schedule planner, to pick out a possible schedule. And then you'll come back and see us tomorrow via Zoom to actually register for those classes. So you're going to join us at 9 a.m. tomorrow. We've already sent the link to you for Zoom, and that's where you'll register for classes. And make sure that you use the Customs at CBHS webpage and all the resources that are there. If your registration checklist lists a reading and history pair, then you'll want in particular to go look at the prescribed courses guide on the Customs at CBHS webpage. It has a list of all of the reading and history pairs, so you can pick out one of those pairs of classes to register for. So tonight, you're going to use the resources we've talked about. You're going to look up your classes, pick out a schedule that you like, and you're going to fill that out on your registration checklist or on your own paper as you wish. Make sure that you write down the 5-digit CRN number. That's the course registration number, and you're going to need that tomorrow to be able to actually register for the class. You can also fill in the days and times of the class. That's up to you, whether you want that info. Please note that MWF means Monday, Wednesday, Friday. TR means Tuesday, Thursday on the list of classes. As you pick out classes, you may want to do some research on the professors and take a look at reviews of those professors. If so, you'll want to make sure that you do that research tonight. You won't have time for that tomorrow during our Zoom meeting. And make sure that you check your MTSU email account for the things that we sent you, because that's where you'll find that very important info. A few final words. Make sure that you're checking your MTSU email account at least once a day. We're going to send all of our important information there, and so are other departments across campus. Because of federal privacy laws, we can't send personal info to your personal email address, only to your MTSU address. So almost every email we send will go to that MTSU email. Make sure you meet with your advisor on a regular basis. You'll be required to meet with us while you're a freshman, and some other students are also required to meet with us, but we hope you'll continue to come back and see us. We are here to help, and we want you to come see us and let us help you stay on path in your degree and help you make decisions as you work toward graduation, toward a career. And of course, if you ever have a question over the summer, as you get into the semester, whenever you have a question, let us know. We're here to help you. Your next step is to do your homework tonight, to find a schedule that you want to follow. You may even want to have a backup plan just in case some of those classes end up not being available tomorrow. Then tomorrow, you're going to log into the Zoom room at 9 a.m. Central. At that point, you'll register for classes and we'll be available to help with any questions you might have. Let us know if there's any way we can help. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you in Zoom tomorrow. Thank you.